Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries. In case you're watching this show for the first time, over the next 50 minutes, we will have top market experts to guide you through all your stock-related queries. Now, in case you are confused about some of the stocks in your portfolio or are fresh stocks coming onto your radar, well, you can get them addressed from our top market experts. How do you send us your questions? Well, the WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. Don't forget to mention your name, your location and your contact details when you send your question as well, and have you directly speak to the top guest to get a custom-made advice for yourself. Alternatively, you can also use our YouTube platform where you're watching this show live on. Use the comment section there to send in your questions and I can handpick some of those questions to get it addressed by your top market experts as well. Let's welcome our guest on board then, Kush Godasara. He's a market expert and a regular on daily calls as well as on Business Today. Warm welcome to you, Kush. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Well, volatile day of trade after 2 days of consecutive gains. Yesterday was a pause. What do you really anticipate as far as the markets are going at this point in time? 24,200 is back with us. Do you think a solid foundation is getting made, a base is getting made? Are we preparing for another leg up or will we fall further?
Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting me. Definitely, we have seen a good bounce back. 23,200 was our target, which we had, initially long back, and we bounced back somewhere near to that. But I believe, still I would be more confident if we, trade about 24,600 because on a weekly chart, 10 days moving, 10 weeks moving average is at 24,600, and there is a strong resistance. So definitely this could be a bounce back, or maybe we are forming a base, but it's better to go full-fledged long only about some confirmation. So wait for 400 points more. So if at all we trade about 24,600 on spot levels, maybe we are in a new leg of rally. But if we trade below 24,000, then we are again back towards a more southwards.
Okay, got that. We already have a few questions that are coming in, so let me welcome all our early, watchers on the show. We have Abdish Thakur, Anuj Singh joining in with their questions as well on our YouTube platform, and there are several others who are joining in and sending their questions on WhatsApp. We have the first question that's coming on our WhatsApp number. This is from Hyderabad. Sai has written in. He wants to know on Ircon International, Kush. He has 500 shares of this stock. At the rate of 270. He wants to know, is it the time to average the stock right now, or should I wait for some more correction? We do know that railways have been one of the spaces which have been battered in the recent correction, but some bounces are returning. Even today, the stock is up by about 4.5%. Let's pull up the last 1 week move here. You will actually see some momentum coming back into many railway stocks right there on the this front. So it's up 11% in the last 1 week. Do you think they are now finally, on their upward rally yet again? On Ircon, what would you say, Kush?
Definitely on Econ, the stock has bounced back from 179, almost 180 levels, which has been taking, acting as a strong support at the start of this calendar year. But on the upside, 216 is also a strong resistance. So I believe Ircon for some time might consolidate between the range of 180 to 216. So I would rather suggest to wait and watch. If at all, if we are triggering about 216, we can come back and then, give us a review. But if we go below 180, you will get a better chance to have it. So I think you are not missing any bus because you have already invested. So wait, rather jumping in and taking an early call. Today is just the third day that we are turning around. I would suggest you to wait till 216 to trigger on the upside.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. The next question, this is from Avdish Thakur, and he wants to know on NTPC Green Energy that has made its debut today. NTPC Green has made a positive debut. It went up further, almost 10% right in the first half an hour of opening as well. Let's see how it is trading at right now. It's day one, 12.5% higher, so it's further pulling up in trade. Your own sense on NTPC Green, particularly at 121, there was not such an expectation that the debut will be absolutely, stellar. It was a flattish expectation, and that's what turned out. But sooner or later, the company has also, the stock has garnered more pace on day one. How would you advise investors here?
Definitely, as the investors, definitely who has a viewpoint of more than 2 years can hold on to the stock. I believe next 10 years is going to be of a power sector because the way power sector is growing and especially renewable energy. I believe they are going to be the new multi-bagger sector. So as an investment point of view, definitely you can hold on. I believe good market sentiment in the last 3 days have helped them to debut at a good rate. So hold on if you have invested and at a lower level. As a trading perspective, maybe we could wait before entering, but as a long-term perspective investor, definitely hold on.
Okay, long-term investors can definitely hold on to this one. This is a story that will definitely get you greater returns in the long-term frame, because renewable energy is going to be key focus area for the country as a whole, as a lot of developments are also expected here. The next question is also related to the renewable energy space. Rishikesh says, hello Sakshi ma'am, I hold Suzlon at the rate of 76. So should I add more stocks at the current level or should I wait, is the question that Rishikesh has asked. Sure Rishikesh, we'll get your answer addressed by Kush here. We do know that Suzlon had gone up in a one-way rally above 80 odd levels as well. Then came a consolidation phase, and the stock moving about sideways to an upward momentum bias can be seen on this one. Currently at 64, for someone who has bought it at 76, is it a good enough time to average out or should one wait?
Definitely, as a disclosure, I'm holding the stock in my long-term portfolio, and I have recommended to my clients, so they are also holding since the average the rate of 22. I have still asked them to hold it. I would recommend if you are a long-term investor, yes, you may average this stock, but not at current levels because on a weekly chart, I believe we are still facing resistance of 72. So I believe you are a long-term investor. So averaging at 63 won't give you a good average price because you are at 75. So mere 7 rupees average is not a good for a long term investment. Rather wait for 45 levels. If at all we touch 45 levels without taking any further review, average it at around 45 to 47. Currently just hold your existing position.
Okay. Position, that's the view that's coming in. Let's take the next question. This is we have a caller with us on the phone line, Kalpesh Kacharia from Surat. Hi Kalpesh ji, good afternoon, कैसे हैं आप?
गुड आफ्टरनून, मैं एकदम बढ़िया हूँ मैम। मैम मैंने
जी
गैस सेक्टर का आउटलुक चाहिए था, आईजीएल, एनजीएल, गुजरात गैस, क्योंकि मार्केट चला फिर भी ये चल नहीं रहा है और इवन ये 52 लो पे है, तो इसमें क्या और भी खराब टाइम आने वाला है? और ये क्योंकि महाराष्ट्र इलेक्शन के बाद उन्होंने सीएनजी पीएनजी के प्राइस भी बढ़ाए थे और गेल ने कुछ कटौती किया था, फिर भी ये प्राइस क्यों ऊपर नहीं आ रहे?
श्योर,
और कितना
ठीक है,
डाउनफॉल हो सकता है इसमें? हाँ,
जरूर आपको राय दिलवाते हैं। कुश हैं हमारे साथ। कुश, पहले तो ये सिटी गैस डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग स्टॉक्स के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं, जैसे आईजीएल, एमजीएल, गेल जैसे जो गैस स्टॉक्स हैं, इन पर पूछ रहे हैं कि क्यों लगातार अंडर परफॉर्मेंस यहाँ पर देखने को मिल रही है और यहाँ से भी क्या ज़्यादा डाउनफॉल आ सकता है इन सभी स्टॉक्स में, एब्सेंस ऑफ एनी ट्रिगर की वजह से, या फिर जो रेगुलेटरी एक्शंस लिए जा रहे हैं प्राइसेस को लेते हुए, जो सप्लाईज को लेते हुए सरकार ने हाल फिलहाल में गैस स्पेस के लिए कठिनाई और बढ़ाई है, तब से ज़्यादा और मोमेंटम ड्विंडल हो गया इन सभी स्टॉक्स में। क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
डेफिनेटली जो सरकार ने स्टेप्स लिए उसी वजह से शॉर्ट टर्म में थोड़े प्रेशर में रहेंगे। यानी प्राइस वाइज देखो तो ऑलमोस्ट आई नो कि इट्स अ पेन कि 50% ऑलमोस्ट सब स्टॉक्स हाई से गिरे हुए हैं, बट लॉन्ग टर्म में मुझे लग रहा है कि अगेन ये सेक्टर काफी बढ़ने वाला है, क्योंकि सिटी गैस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन आप देखो तो अभी तक सिर्फ अर्बन एरिया में, अर्बन सिटीज में आया, वो भी कुछ कुछ एरियाओं में। सो स्टिल अनटैप मार्केट है बहुत बड़ा। तो मैं ये मानता हूँ कि आपको लॉस बुक नहीं करना चाहिए। अगर आपकी कैपेसिटी है तो होल्ड ऑन फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म, तो स्टॉक्स को होल्ड कीजिए। थोड़ा नीचे आएगा, सरकार के स्टेप्स थोड़े पॉजिटिव साइड में आएंगे 6-8 महीने में इसकी तरफ, तो डेफिनेटली हम एवरेज आउट करेंगे। तो लॉस बुक करने की राय नहीं है, डेफिनेटली नया नहीं खरीदेंगे, बट लॉस बुक मत करो। वेट, हम नीचे के 2 या 3 क्वार्टर के बाद हम एवरेज करेंगे।
ओके, चलिए यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल गई है। अगला सवाल लेते हैं। ये सवाल है कमलेश जी का, कमलेश नरखेड़े लिखते हैं, हाय साक्षी, नमस्ते कुश सर, आई वांट टू नो ऑन परसिस्टेंट सिस्टम्स 10 शेयर्स इज व्हाट आई हैव एट 3540। अब कितने लेवल पर एवरेज कर सकते हैं ये जानना चाहते हैं। आईटी स्पेस का एक मिड कैप कंपनी परसिस्टेंट सिस्टम्स की यहाँ पर बात हो रही है और ब्रोकरेज फर्म्स ने भी यहाँ पर एक पॉजिटिव आज मोमेंटम देखा है। मेरे ख्याल से जेपी मॉर्गन की ओवरवेट की रेटिंग थी और 6900 का प्राइस उन्होंने रेकमेंड किया है और फिलहाल ये जो स्टॉक है अभी 5953 पर चल रहा है, तो आप भी बड़ी हैं क्योंकि 3500 के आसपास, 3540 के आसपास आपकी खरीदारी है यहाँ पर कमलेश जी। एक्सपर्ट्स की राय ले लेते हैं अब इस स्पेस पर। कुछ ये बताइए, आईटी स्पेस में ओवरऑल एक बढ़िया मोमेंटम है, लार्ज कैप सब मिड कैप सभी में, इन सभी में अगर देखा जाए तो परसिस्टेंट सिस्टम के ऊपर आपका क्या व्यू बनेगा?
डेफिनेटली परसिस्टेंट सिस्टम अभी एक अच्छे अपसाइड मोमेंटम में है। मेरे ख्याल से ऊपर की तरफ अभी एवरेज करने की राय नहीं है, क्योंकि मुझे ये नहीं लगता कि यहाँ से नॉन स्टॉप चलेगा। हाँ, डेफिनेटली ऐसा लगता है कभी कभी, तो हम लोग एवरेज करते हैं ऊपर की प्राइस पे, पिरामिडिक जिसको बोलते हैं। बट राइट नाउ आई वुड सजेस्ट कि आप एग्जिस्टिंग पोजीशन को स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस 5700 के प्राइस से होल्ड कीजिए। अगर 5700 ब्रेक होता है शॉर्ट टर्म में, तो भी ये स्टॉक अराउंड 4800 वापस आएगा, और वहां पे आप वापस बाय करिए। तो एवरेज की राय नहीं है, बट एग्जिस्टिंग पोजीशन पे 5700 की स्ट्रिक्ट स्टॉप लॉस लगाइए।
ओके, गॉट दैट। तो चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल चुकी है। अगला सवाल लेते हैं, और ये सवाल हमारे पास आया है एक हमारे साथ, इनफैक्ट ये सवाल है अंकुर मोदी का, और ये पूछ रहे हैं, हाय साक्षी, गुड आफ्टरनून, काइंडली सजेस्ट सम गुड ब्रोकिंग शेयर्स टू अक्यूमुलेट फॉर द लॉन्ग टर्म वेल्थ क्रिएशन। गुड क्वेश्चन राइट देयर अंकुर। देखा जाए तो इस साल में काफ़ी बढ़िया रिटर्न्स ब्रोकिंग रिलेटेड स्टॉक्स ने, कैपिटल मार्केट रिलेटेड स्टॉक्स ने देखे हैं। कई स्टॉक्स में तो आपको ऑलमोस्ट वन बैगर रिटर्न देखने को मिला है। यहाँ पर कुछ क्या कहना चाहेंगे? बहुत सारे स्टॉक्स ने आउट परफॉर्म किया है, भले वो एंजल वन हो या फिर एडलवाइज फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज हो, जियोजित हो, 361 वैम, एंजल वन, इन सभी में काफ़ी अच्छा बढ़िया मूव देखने को मिला है। अभी यहाँ पर करंट लेवल्स में अगर खरीदना हो तो कौन से स्टॉक को आप रेफर करेंगे अभी?
डेफिनेटली मैं आई एम नॉट अ फैन ऑफ ब्रोकिंग फर्म्स। उसमें दो कारण है फंडामेंटली। आप देखोगे तो आज कोई भी ट्रेडर की लॉयल्टी नहीं है। जो नए ट्रेडर्स आते हैं, जहाँ पे अच्छी ब्रोकरेज की स्कीम आती है, अपने अकाउंट चेंज कर देते हैं, और आफ्टर ई केवाईसी इट इज वेरी इजी टू स्विच ऑन फ्रॉम ब्रोकिंग टू ब्रोकिंग। तो कभी कभार एक ब्रोकर अच्छा परफॉर्म करता है, नेक्स्ट ब्रोकर कोई और। तो इससे अच्छा है कि आप अगर आपको मार्केट मोमेंटम प्ले करना हो तो सीडीएसएल, जो कोई भी शायद ब्रोकर हो, बट सीडीएसएल और एनएसडीएल दो चीज में से ऑप्ट करना है, डिओपॉली है। आई वुड सजेस्ट यू कैन होल्ड ऑन फॉर लॉन्ग टर्म ऑन सीडीएसएल। एवरी डिप पे आप बाय करो, चाहे मंदी हो या तेजी हो। सीडीएसएल इज लाइक अ फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट, यू हैव टू पे योर चार्जेस एवरी ईयर। सो आई सजेस्ट सीडीएसएल बाय करिए 1500 के स्टॉप लॉस से। ऊपर की तरफ लॉन्ग टर्म में 2500 का लेवल मुझे दिख रहा है।
ठीक है, तो चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल गई है। उम्मीद करते हैं अंकुर आप इसे फॉलो करेंगे। अगला सवाल है हमारे पास व्हाट्सएप के जरिए आया है। नरसिम्हा हिंदूपुर से हमें लिखते हैं, व्हाई इज नॉट बजाज ऑटो परफॉर्मिंग? ओके, we'll try and find out from Kush if there is any technical factor which is creating some impediments right there. For Bajaj Auto, how would you really look at the stock right now? It's had a stupendous run up. It went up all the way up to 13,500. A one-way rally unfolded, and right when the correction started, the stock has started to come down, and now it's even below 10,000 mark as well, hovering around 9,100 odd or so. How would you really address the concerns around Bajaj Auto?
So definitely starting with my technical view, 200-day average, which is almost a year's average. Generally, as the investor, we look at this support level, and that was at 9,650. We are trading below that level since last 2 weeks. So definitely there is some more weakness. So number one, there is still more weakness. We may expect counter to touch 8,000 mark with the stop loss of 9,650 in the short term. Why it is underperforming? Because sales have been little bit slowing, and because of the high base last year, growth rate are not as expected. So maybe last year it was 100 scooter sales. Today this year it's just 110. So maybe just 10% growth. So having a high base to compare, all auto stocks, especially two wheelers, are going to be in pressure. So avoid trading for the short term. But if you're a long term investor, hold on to the stock. On the downtake, we will leverage more. Or if you can book loss, you can exit once, because I believe we are touching it.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. Okay, let's take the next question then. This is from Ajay Gupta from Jodhpur. He says, good afternoon, Sakshi ji. Appreciate your show for meaningful discussion. Thank you so much, Ajay, for writing in such appreciative words for us. I'm glad that this show is able to guide you all with the kind of discussions and the insights that our top market experts share with all of you. Let's take his question now. His question is on Biocon. He wants to know, can he add this stock for the long term? He's already been holding also some quantity, about 75 shares at an average price of 313. So he is in profits. 356 is the current level. What would you advise on Biocon, Kush?
Definitely, hold on if you already bought Biocon with the stop loss of 322, that is 200 average, and recently last week we have bounced back approximately from that level itself. So hold on with the your position. 322 can be a stop loss for long term. On the upside, 400 can be your target. And if you want to invest more, rather going direct equity on pharma stocks, I believe you should do SIP in pharma thematic funds like Tata Pharma Fund, because I believe pharma product cycle is very difficult to predict, because we never know which medicine will have a demand. So for
Correct.
long term, I'm just going on SIP form at Tata Pharma Fund.
Got that. So I hope this has answered your question as well, Ajay. Let's take the next question. This is from Namita Arora. She says, Hi Sakshi, I went to a meditation center for 15 days because market ki situation ko dekh rahi thi, and I was feeling pretty sad about it. I decided to stay away from it for a few days. Can I average Adani Power now? I'm on a 40% loss currently. Namita, warm welcome after that 15 days of rejuvenation that you've really seen. Yes, not much is what you have missed in the markets, have been pretty sideways with, consolidation playing out right there. Let's hope that with your coming back again and with some of your powers that you've garnered, you can actually put that energy in the markets back so that we can see higher spirits right there. Kush, how would you advise on Adani Power? Adani stocks, of course, they are in their own set of problems. From the time the US indictment issue has come in for the last few days, it's been an extremely, volatile space. Today, Adani Power has shot up about 8.5%. This is after, Adani Green came out with a statement saying that the charges that have been leveled against Gautam Adani and 7 other officials is something that investors really need to take with a pinch of salt, because they have indicated that the indictment does not really specify who has given the bribe and to whom the bribe has been given. They have not also been named. At least Gautam Adani and his nephew have not been made in the two major allegations that have been put, that is the count 1 and count 5. So those are the statements that have come in, and therefore the entire space is back into the green again after yesterday's losses. Very, very volatile space. But Adani Power, if somebody is sitting on a 40% loss, what would you advise, Kush?
Definitely, as a disclosure, sitting in Ahmedabad, where it's the headquarters of Adani, of course, we would.
Yes.
I would definitely suggest you to wait before averaging, because one thing, as we say in Gujarati, Bhav Bhagwan Che, I mean, since Hindenburg report, Adani Enterprises are not able to even reach nearer to the pre-Hindenburg
Yeah.
report. So there is something going on between the group. Definitely, there is nothing too big to because it's too big to fail, but funds are not attracted for dynamic stocks. So that is why lack of FIIs or DIs or FPIs in this group, we are not seeing any buying momentum. So definitely, I don't think so. There will be major hiccups from this level, but it's still I would wait. Definitely, Adani Power is a stock you should hold on. I am sure it's pain to see 40% loss, but I think you are an investor, as you are holding the stocks in so many deep losses. So wait for a quarter or two. Maybe we can average out later.
Okay, got that. So that's the view coming in for you, Namita. I hope this has helped you out in the guidance. Let's take the next question. This is from our WhatsApp number. Maurya from Bengaluru has written in that he has bought Mahindra and Mahindra at 3100 for the call option of December 26 at 96 sort levels. How would you advise? This is the F&O space that he's looking at on M&M. A call option 3100 for December 26 at 96.
Definitely, M&M has outperformed the markets in the recent past after the launch of two EVs today. It has opened up gap up, but I believe looking difficult to predict on the option side. But I would suggest you to keep your stop loss compared to the current market price of M&M. So Mahindra and Mahindra, if it trades below 2925, you can exit your call option, because trading below 2925 would trigger more downside in coming weeks. So I believe 2925 could be your stop loss on M&M.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next question then. This is from Swati, and she wants to know from you, Kush, could you please suggest any valuable stock for the long term? So your own choice right here that you can suggest to Swati for the long term, a stock that you are positive on.
Definitely at current levels, I'm positive on two stocks from the same sector. One is Swiggy and Zomato. I believe
Okay,
these two stocks are going to be, next multi-bagger. Definitely
okay,
because addicted to peak e-commerce. Secondly, like I believe, like telecom sector where there are only three giants, these two will hold a major market share at least for next 5 years. So I believe you should buy Zomato and Swiggy. As a disclosure, I'm holding both of the stocks from lower levels, so maybe I have interest, but fundamentals are growing strong. New sectors where Zomato is expanding to their category. So I believe both of them are going to compete with each other. But
yes.
as a market leader, they are both are going to be in top two slots.
Okay, Swiggy and Zomato there for you, Swati, that you could actually order in for your portfolio now for the long term. These are sure to give you handsome returns is what Kush really believes. Let's take Jairam Reddy's question. He says, thank you so much for your valuable show. I am from Hyderabad. I want to know about the same question that I put yesterday, but I had not got the answer. His question is on Gujarat Toolroom Limited. Kush, I don't know if you track this stock. I think he'd asked this question even yesterday and an analyst was unable to answer because of non-coverage on this stock. Your own sense on this stock, Gujarat Toolroom. Jairam Reddy is holding 3,500 shares at the rate of 38. Again, a very illiquid counter, very low volumes on this one. Anything that you'd like to point out on this one?
Definitely, it's a penny stock, illiquid, as you suggested. I don't track it fundamentally, but looking at the charts, I believe you should not hold on for too long on this count, such counters. I mean, we are not seeing any momentum since the June series. I mean, June month. So I would suggest if you could, switch into better stocks, good fundamental stocks, because we are getting good fundamental stocks at a corrective rate. So I would suggest exit to Gujarat Toolroom and invest in maybe Reliance or Tata Motors at current levels. It may, cover your losses.
Okay, got that. Okay, another question that's coming on the Adani Group yet again. So let's take that question from Momita, who's now joining in from the phone line, and she has a question on the Adani Group stocks right there. Momita, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Good afternoon. Tell me what's your question.
I thanks for taking the question, Sakshi. I just wanted to check, the Adani stocks seem to have been doing well yesterday and today. So is this like a turnaround story for them? And I am at quite a bit of a loss actually on the Adani stock. So would it be a good time to continue to hold or probably even average?
Okay, right. This question will be addressed to Kush. However, today's sharp recovery that you are seeing is on the back of some statements that have come in and a clarification from Adani Green that has absolutely come in. Adani Group stocks, is it wise enough for people who are sitting on huge losses to start averaging at the current levels? Is a short sign of a long-term recovery here, or things are likely to be volatile, Kush?
I think it is likely to be volatile. We can't
Hmm.
trust just rally and confirm a turnaround or a base. Definitely, there will come time to average, but no, it's not today. Wait for 2 or 3 more sessions before we can average out. Maybe stock would rally from current levels, but it's rather to wait for a confirmation than chipping early, because if things go haywire, we may see more downside. So hold on to your stock. I don't think it's going to fail, but averaging at current level is not suggested.
Okay, got that. I hope, Momita, this has given you a guidance on this one. Let's look at the next question. This is from Vinod Chaudhary, and he says, hi Sakshi ma'am, good afternoon. Thanks for doing this show for us retail investors. Thanks a lot, Vinod, for writing in. He says, I want to ask on Anant Raj as to what is the future of this stock, and if there are any entry points that you can suggest, Kush, to him on Anant Raj. He's holding about 70 shares already at 650 rupees. He is sitting on profits because the current level is 667. Can he continue to average at the way up?
No, I think stock is into sideways to downside momentum.
Okay.
If we 650, which is his cost price, we may see more downside to 550 level, which is 200-day average, and I can sense head and shoulder pattern. So 650 is a neckline. If it breaks, you should exit once. We may, get in again at sub 600 or sub 550 level. Definitely, it's a good stock to hold for long term. But why, just wait in pain? So you are in more above your cost. So please keep your cost as stop loss.
Okay, got that. I hope that you followed the stop loss advice very, very clearly right there. Sandeep Pancharya says, can I buy JSW Infra for short term? And in case you could also suggest a target price for the same. How are the charts of JSW Infra really looking to you, Kush? Anything that you'd like to suggest on the upward target?
Maybe yes, maybe we can risk a little bit BTST or for 2, 3 sessions. 304
Okay.
can. So with the stop loss of 7 rupees, that is 304. On the upside, 320 can be a first target, and above which we may see 328. So strictly for short term, with the strict stop loss, definitely you can take a trade on JSW Infra.
Okay, got that. So that's the view coming in on JSW Infra. We have another question that's coming in on NTPC Green now. This is from Manikanta from Hyderabad. He says, I've got allotment of NTPC Green. 2 lots is what I have. Would you advise me to book profit or continue to stay on? It's a tough one to answer. On day one itself, you're getting 12% kind of gains. It actually depends on you, whether you are a short-term investor or you actually can hold this stock for the absolute long term. Kush also mentioned that this is a long-term story in the offing. But for those who had got the IPO allotment, any partial booking profit kind of a advice would you be extending, or is it best to stay put?
I think I would suggest to hold on. I think that it has a long term story. Definitely, we may see some downside also, but why take a risk if you have got at a IPO? Just hold it if you are an investor. But definitely, if you are invested just for IPO gains, then maybe you can book 50% as you have got 2 lots. So you can book 1 lot and you can hold another lot for long term.
Okay. There's also a question coming in from Venkat on the parent firm, NTPC. And he's bought the stock at 390. Now he wants to know, his view is for 3 years. Should he hold on or should he exit at the current levels? What is your view on NTPC, 369 or 370 right now?
Definitely for long term, maybe it's a good stock to hold on. Only concern right now is, it is trading below 380, which is a 200-day average. So unless it is trading above 380, I won't get some confidence. Maybe it remains sideways. But as you're a long-term investor, you can hold on. It is a good dividend-paying script. So if we see some more downside, we may average it at that time. So hold on, enjoy the dividend payout, and maybe after 3 years, definitely we are going to see good levels.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question. Let's take the next question. This is from Vinita Gupta. She says, good afternoon, Sakshi. Could you please help me with a view on Bharat Forge? I'm holding the stock at 1560 level since last 6 months, and I have a long-term vision on this one. Bharat Forge currently at 1322, but the purchase level is pretty higher, 1560. So, the investor has been keeping patience, but for how long does one has to continue to hold on to these levels, or will there be a swift recovery at all?
Definitely, Bharat Forge, I believe there won't be a swift recovery, at least not to her cost price. I believe still we are going to see some sideways momentum. Stock is about to consolidate between 1200 to 1400. So avoid, buying new or everything now, but definitely can hold if you are long-term investor. 1200 can be a strict stop loss. I know it is a triple in your portfolio, but below 1200 we may see some more downside. So hold on with strict stop loss of.
Okay, understood that. We'll take the last question with you on show, Kush, before thanking you. We have this question coming in from Manikanta. He says, hi Business Today television team. Hi Manikanta, I hope you're doing well. He says, in the recent correction, I bought Praj Industries at the rate of 670. Now, I want to know what is the kind of expectation that I should have on this one. The stock has already moved up to 800 levels, so I am in profit. What would be the advice for me? Praj Industries, yes, swiftly has come up yet again. Your own sense on this one, Kush?
Definitely hold on to the stock, but I would suggest to book 25% profit. Maybe if we see some more downside due to the market conditions, we may average out. So, hold on. You can book 25% profit, so your cost would come down of rest 75% of your shares. So, I suggest to, playing a safe bet.
Playing a safe bet. Okay, I hope this has answered your question too. Well, Kush, what we'll do is we'll thank you for being with us on this special edition and sharing with us and our viewers all those thoughts and ideas on various stocks that they have come up with the questions on. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. All right, viewers, what we'll do is we'll now welcome another guest on board. We have Aditya Arora, founder of Adelytics Stock Market Research, now joining in to answer rest of your questions. Aditya, welcome. Good afternoon. Any sense that the markets have made a bottom or near-term interim bottom already, and despite all this volatility, the trend will be up? And what is the advice you're giving clients?
Thank you for having me. Very good afternoon to you and to all our viewers. Look, I don't think market has made a bottom because the leadership is missing. Look at Reliance Industry. We are not seeing the kind of rebound in Reliance which we want for market to take out the new highs. And leadership is missing from banking and IT pack also. So that is one of the concern. But a lot of data is going to be released today in the international market. So that will drive the market in either direction. And on derivatives front, FIs are still not very bullish and they still carry short position. So that is not letting the market move up. If we talk on technical front, then 24,750 is the hurdle for the market. 24,500 to 24,750 is an important zone. Until 25,000 is not taken out, I expect market to once again hit 23,000. So the good news is that those who are waiting on cash will get to accumulate stocks at lower levels.
Okay, got that. We'll take some of the questions that are coming in from our viewers for you now, Aditya. So the first question is from Robin. He says, good afternoon, Sakshi. What could be a short-term view on Infosys? Okay, Robin, we'll get you your answer from Aditya. Of course, IT space has been in thick action, and this space has also been outperforming in the last few odd trading sessions right there. The leader of the pack, one of the heaviest weighted stocks within the IT pack, Infosys, what's your view for a short term?
For the short term, I think it has hit a resistance of 19,030 to 19,050 is the important resistance zone. So a lot of call writers are present. That is not letting the stock move up. If we had to talk technically, then I would advise to book profit at the higher levels because I maintain little bearish bias on infi and technical technology space. One more point is that in Nasdaq, which has been an outperformer internationally, is underperforming since last few days. So if we see some correction in Nasdaq, then IT space in India will get impacted.
Okay, well, that's as far as IT space and Infosys is concerned. Next, we have a question from Vijay. He says, hello ma'am, I had Coal India at the rate of 500. I again averaged it at around 420 odd levels. And what should I be doing now? Should I continue to add more? Well, Coal India also has got some favorable brokerage houses reports also again in trade with the expectation of the demand going forward on the power space particularly. 416 right now. Should one continue to average at the lower levels for somebody who's bought it at high levels of 500 odd, or should one wait for a deeper correction? What is the sense that you'll give on Coal India?
So, actually, if we see technically, then stock is trading below its 200-day moving average. So that suggests that there could be medium-term underperformance in this counter. I understand today brokerage houses have given target of 500, but I think at higher levels, this stock is actually a sell on rise candidate. So I would advise to trim the losses by exiting the stock on the bounce because even if you look at the rally in the market versus rally in Coal India, it's very shallow, not very aggressive. So that is negative. And on derivatives front, again, call writers are, not letting the stock move up. So I would advise not to add more, but actually try to exit on the bounce. You'll get lower levels. I feel stock may hit lower levels and may break 400 also. So lower
Okay.
level maybe in the offering.
Okay, sell on rise is the kind of suggestion for you. on Coal India, because the stock could actually test for 100 levels as well, is what Aditya really says at this point in time. Let's take Neha's question now. Neha Jain writes in and asks you, Aditya, if you could suggest any stocks in the water treatment or water waste management area. She wants to bet big on this one. Anything that comes onto your radar, maybe technically or also fundamentally as well, something that you've been tracking in this water waste management space?
Actually, I'm not tracking this space very closely. If you could suggest me some names, I
So
could
any
take.
stocks like maybe a Vatek Wabag or an Antony Waste, these are the kind of stocks that are usually talked about in this space. Do you think these are good stocks to hold at this point in time?
Uh, I think Antony Waste might be a good candidate if it tests its support of 500. Currently, it's trading at 632. So I would suggest risk reward would be much favorable at 500. At that time, you could turn here a little neutral to bullish. Right now, I'm not bullish on Antony Waste and Vatek Webag. Wait for a little correction in these counters.
Okay, wait for a little correction in these particular stocks. Let's take the next question. This is from one of our other viewers as well, who is sending a question on DEN Network. Gunjan wants to know, or Indian Overseas Bank, two stocks. She wants to know where should she continue to hold or where should she exit. DEN Networks she's bought at 54 levels, and Indian Overseas Bank at 64 levels. How would you advise on these two stocks?
On Den Network, I would suggest right now the stock is little bit in corrective nature. But if you have to actually wait for a solid rally, then let the stock give a breakout, which may happen above 60. Right now, I would suggest you can exit on bounce, and when stock goes above 60, then you can see a good rally in the counter. That would be the right time to get in this counter and Indian bank, correct?
Indian Overseas Bank, IOB.
Yeah. In IOB again, you might be yourself seeing that stock is continuously making lower top, lower bottom pattern. This is not a good candidate right now. But if you had to play short-term rally, then above 57, this stock can move towards 60 to 65. At that time, you should maintain stop loss of 53.
All right, okay. So there you have it, a move that's expected, two of the stocks and the advice on that front. I hope this has answered your question. We have a caller with us now from Mumbai. Kalpesh Patel is with us on the phone line. Kalpesh ji, namaskar, कैसे हैं आप?
नमस्ते मैम, मैं एकदम बढ़िया हूँ। मैंने
जी।
SBI कार्ड का फ्यूचर बाय किया हुआ है, दिसंबर एक्सपायरी है, ये डिस्काउंट में मिल रहा है 10 रुपया नीचे कैश के प्राइस से। ये 700 में बाय किया हुआ है और मेरे को टारगेट है 850 कब तक पॉसिबल है, क्योंकि न्यूज भी अच्छे आ रहे हैं,
ओके,
नंबर
गॉट
अच्छे आ रहे
दैट।
हैं। हाँ।
ठीक है। फिलहाल आदित्य, आप इनको क्या सजेशन दे सकते हैं?
देखिए एसबीआई कार्ड्स एक दायरे में रहने वाला स्टॉक है, रेंज बाउंड स्टॉक है। नीचे की साइड स्टॉक का सपोर्ट बनता है 650 660, तो वही टेस्ट करके वापस स्टॉक रिबाउंड कर रहा है। अभी शॉर्ट टर्म टाइम फ्रेम में लोअर हाई लोअर टॉप पैटर्न बना रहा है, तो यहाँ पे थोड़ी रिकवरी दिख रही है। अभी 706 के पास ट्रेड कर रहा है। आपको इसमें स्टॉप लॉस रखना चाहिए 660। टेक्निकली बात कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे 660 का एसएल बनता है और ऊपर की साइड पहला लेवल बनता है 720 का और फिर बनता है 760 का। जैसे कि आप देख रहे हैं बाजार में करेक्टिव पैटर्न चल रहा है, तो यहाँ से स्टॉक को 850 जाने के लिए 20% रैली चाहिए, जो अभी बहुत कम काउंटर में दिख रही है लास्ट एक दो महीने में। तो
जी,
850 अभी शॉर्ट टर्म में थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट है, बट पहला लेवल है 720, फिर है 770। तो ये दो
ठीक है।
टारगेट है ऊपर।
चलिए, उम्मीद करते हैं कल्पेश जी आपको इस स्टॉक के ऊपर राय मिल गई होगी। अपने पसंदीदा जो जो भी आपको पसंद आए वो राय मिल चुकी है आपको। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास एक क्वेश्चन आया है हैदराबाद से। प्रवीण लिखते हैं एंड ही वांट्स टू नो ऑन फार्मा स्पेस पर्टिकुलरली आदित्य। ही वांट्स टू नो ऑन वेदर ही कैन बाय सन फार्मा एट द करंट लेवल्स, एंड इफ नॉट देन एनी अदर फार्मा स्टॉक दैट यू कुड प्रोबेबली से वेयर देयर कुड बी हायर चांसेस ऑफ मेकिंग बेटर प्रॉफिट्स।
I think Sun Pharma is little bit in corrective pattern, so I wouldn't suggest to go long on Sun Pharma. But compared to that, Biocon is showing very good price action, so
Mm-hmm.
that is pretty encouraging. I like Biocon, which is bullish at 355. One should place stop loss at 300, and target must be 400 to 450.
Okay, got that. So, Biocon is a preferred one within the pharma pack. Let's go across to the next question now. This is from one of our viewers, Mohammed Annan, and he wants to know on two stocks, Tata Steel and Suzlon. He wants to know when can Suzlon start to go up again, and when can Tata Steel also go back to 180 odd levels. Okay, we'll try and address this technically. Suzlon, of course, there has been a one-way rally first where the stock went up past 81 in a very swift time period as well. Then there came this long time frame correction at 64. Do you see any signs of an upward rally on Suzlon coming back? And the other one for sure is Tata Steel.
Right. So, if we calculate from 2020, the stock has moved from almost 3 rupees to 80 rupees. So, that's almost 25x in a very short time. Now, stock is taking some time to, digest this big move. So, I see some scope for time correction and price correction. In the near term, a few days back also it tested its 200-day moving average. So, sellers are a little aggressive in this counter, and
Yeah.
I stock could trade little lower for some time. I don't see immediate rally and scope to trade at higher levels. And if you talk about Tata Steel, then it is very much influenced by the China policy, which is also subdued in some time. And because of weakness in Chinese market, steel counters are trading little negatively, and I expect it could trade little lower also, because even copper is inching lower since last few days. So hence you'll get lower prices. Wait for some time.
Okay, got that. Well, quickly, let's look at the markets. 24,300 is back with us. It's a 100 point of an uptick on the Nifty. And there are several pockets that are garnering pace. Look at small caps. That's outperforming the benchmarks. A percent higher for the small cap index. Even the next Nifty Next 50 is up by about 0.8% odd or so. So it's the broader universe stocks that are actually moving up sharply. Of course, it's the Adani stocks where we should not forget to look at the kind of price momentum we have seen. Adani Enterprises has rallied 7.5% now. Adani Ports is up by 4%. Adani Total Gas is up by 10% right now. That's a swift move on the higher side that we are seeing here. Adani Energy Solutions also 10% higher in trade. Adani Green 8.5% up. Ambuja Cements 3.3% higher in trade. Let's also pull up stocks like NTPC and ACC also to see how some of these stocks, and Adani Wilmar as to how some of these stocks also moving up. I think all the stocks now in the Adani group are up in about Aditya, have you been studying any Adani Group stocks? The kind of volatility that we've seen in the last 5 days odd has taken investors, feeling a lot of anxious and anxiety because they've been holding on positions, some at higher levels as well. And now these fresh concerns of US indictment have come in. Positive news flows suddenly take all these stocks higher on a single day. Then again, if there is any negative development the next day, we all see stocks falling again. What is the practical advice that you would advise to all the stock investors of the Adani Group?
You summed it up very well, that there's a positive news and stock runs higher, negative news stock runs lower. So it's very volatile and unpredictable to certain extent technically, because it's very much news driven. But if we look at all the Adani pack stocks, then I think Adani Port is the one which offers the maximum safety, as it's in Nifty 50 also,
Yeah.
and it corrected and rebounded swiftly also. So and option activities also very positive. If someone had to take position in Adani stocks, then Adani Port offers the maximum safety. So I like this one in Adani pack, that is point one. And technically, if we had to study, then one can go long. If had to initiate long on Adani stocks only, then one can go long on Adani Port at 1175. Stop loss should be 1000, 1100, and target should be 1250. And I would also suggest that if you had to trade Adani stocks, then sell at higher levels, buy at lower levels. In news-driven environment, it's going to be range bound.
Got it. Okay, next question we have is from WhatsApp number from New Delhi. Sameer Varia has written in and he wants to know from you, Aditya, between the two renewable energy stocks, which one would be your favorite pick? One is Bari Renewables, again a recently stock, and the one that has made its debut today, that is NTPC Green. So between the two, for the next 6 months, which is the stock that you can advise to be picked here? Of course, long term charts will be not there for NTPC at all since it's day one. It's only a few hours old on the stock markets today. Vari Energy still has about a month old. Any sense that you'd like to highlight for both of these?
Correct. So important point to note over here is that now USA policy is coming in picture wherein Donald Trump is not so positive and constructive on renewable energy space. Hence, post his election, we have seen underperformance in Vari Energy and in NTPC Green also. We didn't see stellar listing, which suggests that investors aren't so aggressively bullish on these spaces. So wait for some time, let valuation correct. We are seeing very much on the social media how valuations are stretched in renewable energy space. These are also cyclical plays and let it correct significantly. I think it's overvalued, grossly overvalued space. So wait for some time. I see correction of almost 20 to 30% in this pocket. So wait for some time, you'll get it at better levels.
Okay, wait for some time. Some correction will be due and will be coming in. That's when you should be really looking at some such stocks within this pack. Okay, Avdish Thakur writes in and he wants to know on Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. And he says he's already been holding the stock for the next 2 years. If he has a vision, what could be the target that he can expect on Ujjivan Small Finance Bank? He's bought it at 44, currently sitting on a loss of 10 rupee per stock.
Look, if we study chart of Ujjivan, then this year's high was almost 61 and now the stock is trading at 33. So it has halved. And in times where, we are hearing that there's a financial crunch in market and also banks are facing same problem. People are moving money from banks to stock market. So already this is the hardest hit stock which has corrected 50%. If the crisis deepens because of USA, which there's a possibility of next year, then this can again, underperform and correct quite a bit. So I'm not constructive on this. You should save your capital in this counter and wait for lower levels. The good news is that you'll get at lower levels, but right now the patterns aren't bullish.
Okay, got that. So that's the view that's coming in. All right. Let's take the next question then. This is from Ankur and he wants to know on Jyoti structure for long term. What would your advice be? How are you reading out this stock?
Uh,
Jyoti structures.
right. Currently trading at 29 and we saw the
Yes.
st- we saw the big spike in this counter in this month itself, wherein it went to 40 and post that there's some selling pressure. So let it break 45 odd levels, which is the important resistance. Then you can see good rally over here. But right now the stock is again testing its 200-day moving average. So hence sellers are pushing the prices little lower. So wait for some time because sellers are aggressive in this counter.
Okay. Last question with you, Aditya, on the show then. This is from Mohit Yadav. He wants to know on Chola Mandalam Finance. What would your view be? His view is for long term. Is it a good stock to buy at the current levels right now? Chola Mandalam Finance.
Definitely, it's a good stock. It's a quality stock, but I wouldn't suggest the prices are right as financial sector is a little bit, facing money crunch, and we have already seen technically at 1650 and push the price lower towards 1286. I still see scope for correction till 1000 odd levels. So wait for some time. You may get this counter at lower levels.
Okay, got that. Well, thank you so much, Aditya, for answering all the questions of our viewers right there. Appreciate your time. And I hope, viewers, you've got the right advice from all our guests today. Do write in the comment section in case you're still confused about the stocks in your portfolio, where you want another set of opinion from other guests as well. So we will be trying to help you out with all the views that are coming in from top market experts who've been in the business for fairly long and who can guide you with their experience. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. There's a lot more coming up on your screens on Business Today television.
Annual toxic haze covering the capital. Year after year, stubble burning in its neighbouring states continues to choke Delhi. This year, data suggests that the number of farm fires was drastically down. But is it all a smokescreen? Has stubble burning really gone down in Punjab? India Today's special investigation team decided to dig deeper. Our first stop is Sangrur in Punjab. Meet Vipin, a land records officer